Your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Beef for 1010XL. The Jaguars yesterday agreeing to terms with fourth-round pick linebacker Shaq Quarterman out of Miami. Meanwhile, Cassius Marsh is a new member of the defense. He's also a linebacker, pass rusher, and also the son of an original Jaguar, Curtis Marsh, wide receiver. And yesterday had a Zoom session with local media and talked about following in his dad's footsteps here in Jacksonville.
It was dope to be able to have that type of connection, go back to where my dad started his career. That's where his dream came true. He joined the NFL. So it's definitely, a cool connection. And, I know it means a lot to my dad.
It's 7 o'clock and 69 degrees here on the beautiful First Coast. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the week.
You know it! Sweet Friday! With emotion, please. Hey! Ho! Let's go, America! Let's do this!
Like that Stars and Stripes bikini she's wearing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Friday! You got to fit it into the honey hole. Yes.
It's kind of dirty hot today, which is the best kind of hot, as we all know.
Love Sweet Friday. Good to be along on a Sweet Friday and hanging out with the boys as we rock and roll through another week with an eye towards sports resuming. Oh, we got more live sports coming up this weekend, right? We got a little more golf. We got a little more NASCAR. We got things to look forward to. It's coming slowly. Baseball working. Dinwiddie says mid-June for the NBA. Or no, was it mid-June or mid-July?
The NHLPA is voting on this.
NHL
2014
put the Rangers
proposal
in the playoffs, baby.
Last team in the West, baby. We made it.
Listen to me. I think I'm looking more forward to that than any of these other announcements. I mean, that to me, because again, you guys are hockey fans. You care about the regular season. I only care about the postseason. So that'd be awesome.
Get us in there. We'll be fine with that.
I'll be Winnipeg, Calgary, and up. That's where I'm going. I'm
People
Canadian.
tried to tell me my team wasn't a playoff team. Joke's on you.
My Flames are decent, aren't they?
We were coming like a freight train, buddy.
The one thing, and you can't
right up the A of the competition.
Woo!
Yeah.
You can't say, in hockey either that, well, that's stupid. They have no chance because in hockey's the one where the 16 beats the one.
Jeff, with respect to your Flames, if the playoffs started under the traditional format, they would still eke in as the 8.
Well, that's no good. Last year we weren't ekers.
Instead my team eking in as the 12.
What about my Winnipeg Jets? How are they doing? Another former Atlanta team. We got not one but two in the league, Hick.
Winnie, unfortunately, Jeff going to be one of the. No, they're the 9 seed. My apologies.
Yes.
They would play the Flames.
Jeff
be torn.
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 It's a battle for the heart of Atlanta, Dan.
Wow.
That's going to be so passionate. I bet
might want to
city
make
will
a
shut
trip
down.
up there for one of those games. That'd be awesome.
I mean, we're owed a trip.
Wave some old Atlanta gear.
Go to the Peg, the Parent Club.
I'd do it. Wear a Jim Craig goalie mask.
I saw yesterday, by the way, the SEC will vote on whether to open facilities in June today. I would expect that to pass. But I saw yesterday we were doing the show, and on one of the national shows, we were making fun of college football starts in 100 days, okay, allegedly. But so they had their college football experts on who shall remain nameless, and they made picks like this. A guy I expect to win the Heisman. I'm going to go out on the limb and go with Trevor Lawrence. Hey!
Yeah, we had fun with that in the break.
And then a team expected to win the national championship. I'm picking Alabama. How? So I was like, come on, man.
A surprise team in the SEC, a dark horse in the SEC. Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I looked. So I went by Vegas, and I looked at the odds, and I knew Lawrence and Fields were going to be the top 2 guys for the Heisman. And
it's
that's
kind
fair.
of a two-man race.
They should be. But with that said, if you go back and look at the last 10 years of the guys who have won the Heisman, if you're the favorite in May, most of the time you don't win in December. So I went by the Vegas odds, and I came up with our drill poll question of the day presented by the Edge Group. Need to sell your property fast. Residential, commercial, call 904-474-5851. Lawrence and Fields are the two faves to win the Heisman, so let's take those two out. And then the next four I put down. And there are a bunch of 20-1, but I picked Mac Jones because he's local. But the next four to win the Heisman to me, and this would make you go, what? Because the third favorite to win the Heisman, according to Vegas, is Jamie Newman.
Well, Jamie Newman is just, man, I'm starting to feel for the kid. I don't know what his makeup is.
Yeah.
But my God, they're acting like Charlie Ward just transferred.
They
to
lofted
Georgia.
up there high. After that is Spencer Rattler, who's the Oklahoma quarterback who.
That makes sense. I think they're going brand name colleges, too.
I see that, but still. And then the next two I have a little less problem with would be Sam Ellinger from Texas and Mac Jones from Alabama. And so that's the
Mac
vote.
Jones
That's
from
the
the Bowl
question.
School.
Yeah, so we have 350 votes. And right now Sam Ellinger leads with 31.1. Rattler is second. Mac Jones is third. Jamie Newman is fourth at 16.8. Which, I mean, again, and that's not disrespectful to Jamie Newman. That's just the thought of what's going to happen, you know?
Here's the question I can't get by, like if I'm a Georgia fan, and I'm excited that, you know, with a quarterback leaving and in a bridge year, I do have at least an accomplished starter, right? But, I mean, am I to understand, and I guess this is telling me that Jamie Newman's better than Jake Capison and Jake Fromm and, you know, on par with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
That's how they're presenting him. That's going to be hard to live up to.
I saw some video yesterday. There's some video making the rounds with some Jaguar players out and about. Why as fans do we get so excited when we see Gardner Minshew throwing footballs, like on Twitter, on social media, Beef? Did you see the reaction? Everybody was so geared up, and I was sitting there thinking, what is he supposed to be doing right now? I mean, you know, you're an NFL quarterback. It's May. You ought to be out throwing, getting ready for the season. So,
well, I think I've
never liked the. After 25 years, you learn certain things. One of the old arguments that gets tiresome is how hard of a worker so and so is. They're all supposed to work hard. They're in you chronicled the Dak Prescott story and what he's fixing to make. They're all supposed to work hard. Blaine Gabbert was the hardest worker on the Jags back in the day. Blaine Gabbert was, you know, Blake Bortles was in there early. You know, I mean, none of that matters, dude. I was watching a Football Life last night with Jim Kelly, who was sort of a throwback to Joe Willie. I mean, he had at his home in Buffalo, Jim Kelly had a basement that he made into a club, basically, and had all the fellas over after victories. And
a man cave before they were popular.
Yeah, they used to have a good time, you know, put it like that. And watching that story, I mean, Jim Kelly, I'm sure, worked hard, though, and Jim Kelly was very good. I mean, you're good. I don't want to say you can either do it or not do it because that's not fair. Tom Brady works extremely hard, obviously, and that's part of the reason why he's had this longevity. I
have a hard, to be honest with you.
Hey, look at us, we're ready now. Here we go.
Maybe it's semantics, but I have a hard time really differentiating a hard worker when it comes to playing sports. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
You better be good. Is what you
better
better be. Everyone practices. You have to.
Yes.
This notion that if you go 2 months without practicing and then practice hard for 3 months that you're not going to be ready is patently ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, you know, work's probably not the right word to use for what Gardner did yesterday, what Tom Brady's doing, what any football player who's lifting weights today is doing. He's not working hard.
And on the flip side,
working hard is.
I want to make it clear, I'm not criticizing.
No, of course not.
I mean, we're glad he's doing that, and that's good to see, and everybody, you know, so that's the positive side of it. So for sure.
You know, the cynics would say, well, our last quarterback you'd find out at Jack's Beach this time of year, late night.
Yeah.
So I think Minshew is very, 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 very appreciative. And as much as confident as he is, he has to be kind of in disbelief that he's got this shot this quick.
Yeah.
And so I do like Gardner Minshew's personality. It is different. It's not fake. He does have like a moxie and a put dirt on it mentality.
Well, he has to.
Yeah,
he has to
it can
overcome
work.
the other things. He needs to be that way, and he's got to win football games this year. Whatever they've given him,
They'll go in another direction.
they'll go in another
Whether
direction
It's his fault or not.
if his play slips one bit. It's not fair. It's just the way it is.
Now, the good
because
news-
he was a 6th-round
The
pick.
good news is he'll be here.
Yeah.
He's not going to leave. They're not going to cut him or
Oh,
trade
yeah,
him.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
if the guy, maybe Gardner Minshew is going to be that guy like, Drew Brees that just
Yeah.
has to keep proving it for a couple of years.
That's right. There was another tweet yesterday. This came from Ocho Cinco.
This was great.
He worked out with C.J. Henderson down in South Florida. Teddy Bridgewater was there as well. I don't know who else. And so he, ran some routes, I guess, and did some stuff with C.J.
He was
He
impressed.
tweeted after those guys got drafted, he tweeted at CJ and Jeff Okuda saying, "Okay, well, come down and get this work."
Right. May God be with the Jaguar receivers that have to deal with at Henderson Chris. That bleepa is nice in bump and run, even with the small sample size of work today. I now understand why he was taken at 9.
Does that make you feel better?
No, but I'm not. Yeah, No, I mean, I'm not down on the pick. I'm not. I want a really great player at number 9.
Well,
and
the
we'll
one
see.
thing that is, there are a lot of people that are saying that. I'm like you. I hope. I don't, he didn't look like the whole time there. Like Jalen looked like a top 10 pick when he was at FSU.
Right.
So there's the difference. And I know their draft spot isn't that far apart. But I take a lot more out of that what Ocho Cinco just said there. He's not his agent. He's got nothing to – could very easily just have worked out and gone home.
Mm-hmm.
I think he really was impressed with what he saw. And to that end, that's good news.
I'm with you on the Dak Prescott stuff. I don't understand that at all. I don't care if it's 7 years. If you are offering me, if you're
This
the
is a first before we rolling on that.
Yeah.
He's come in with a an agreement to the 6 o'clock hour.
If you're the Cowboys, of course, if I'm offering you that type of money, I want long term. Of course I do.
Yeah.
You have to understand that. Do you think I'm going to give you 3 years at $100 million and then have to go through this again? Because one thing you've proven to me is that from my perspective, you're a pain in the rear end when it comes to negotiating. I don't want to do this in 3 more years. We want you to be our quarter. We're the Dallas Cowboys. We want you to be our quarterback, and we're willing to pay you, tens of millions of dollars, more than anybody else makes.
I
I don't
you know
get
what?
it.
I would be in favor of a salary system for quarterbacks only in the NFL where success matters. I just think I don't understand a world. I don't care if Pat Mahomes has only been in the league 2 years. A world where Nick Foles makes 12 times more than Patrick Mahomes is a dumb world.
Yeah.
And I get
Yeah.
what I get what the teams do. I don't know if there's a solution. It's just kind of a hitch in the system that won't go away. And you say, well, they'll get there. Well, not if Patrick Mahomes breaks his back week 3. He never will.
Yeah. Dak's been there for 4 years.
He's good, and Dak's good, but
he
he's
is
not.
good.
He's not 37 million good. That's
He's
insulting.
got 3 playoff games and 1 win, and he's
Yeah.
been twice. 2 times he didn't go.
And the one win he had wasn't it kind of sketchy win? Who'd they beat? Seattle 2 years ago? Is that what it was?
It was probably a pretty good win.
I can't remember.
They lost to Green Bay in 16 on that Aaron Rodgers throw to
Correct.
Cook
They were the top seed that year.
at home.
Yeah,
But that was
Green
his
Bay,
first year.
Then Green Bay went to Atlanta.
Right, they were
who-
13-3.
and then last year they missed the playoffs. This is his 4th year, so he went to the playoffs his first 2 years.
This is his 5th year.
And he's been 2 playoffs or 3.
He's been twice, 1-1 and 0-1.
Who did he beat? So I wonder who he beat. Seattle, I think, or Detroit. Was it the Detroit game or was that years ago? That was probably years ago. Well, we cleared that up for you. We'll come back with the
Hold
2-minute
on,
drill.
get
It's
it.
an All-American Friday here on
Hold on.
1010XL.
Hold on.
Brought to you by All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. I ask you
on.
now to stand by, hold on, for just
Beef.
one more moment.
Elevator music, please.
Yeah, can we?
They beat the Seahawks 24-22.
Yeah.
They did it.
We did it. Then they lost to the Rams.
Did
out.
they get like a last-second field goal or never mind? I want to go to break. We'll be back with more.
Hold
next.
on. Hold
Hold
on.
on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Oh, what? What? Come back.
Now, Downtime with Dan on 1010XL. Brought to you by Ameris Bank. At Ameris Bank, you don't have to pay for our attention. Our advice doesn't come with a price tag. See what we're all about at amerisbank.com.
Yeah, I love Minshew Mania, and I love the fact that we're looking at Gardner throwing the football. I love the fact we're commenting on how he looks and et cetera. And that's